Good morning, folks. Day 7 of the 2016 US Open is upon us, and I'm really excited because this is the beginning of the round of 16. This is when all the folks and all the fans start looking at the brackets, draws, start imagining who the possible semifinalists are going to be. Some even start thinking about the finals. It's really the business end of the tournament. You can say the second phase of the tournament starts with the round of 16. Before I get it, as we concluded round 32 on Saturday, there were some notable matches. The Stan Wawrinka Dan Evans match was absolutely phenomenal. It was a great five setter, and in the fourth set, it really looked like Dan Evans was going to cause a huge upset. But then Stan Wawrinka came through. Even Stan himself admitted he was lucky to win the match once he saved a match point in the fourth set tiebreak, and then in the fifth set he ran through. So Stan makes it to the fourth round where he'll play Ilya Marchenko. I quickly wanted to say one thing about that match. Nick Kyrgios pulled out. It was quite disappointing for Kyrgios as well. And you've got to think even for Stan Wawrinka after that exhausting five setter, here he's going to play Marchenko, who, in all honesty, he should be the favorite against. But he played only three sets, so you never know if that's going to have an effect on the round of 16 match as well. But those were the highlights. Those two things were the biggest highlights for me on day 3. The rest of the stuff was pretty routine. Juan Martin Del Potro easily beat David Ferrer. I really didn't expect that to be an easy match, but he came through quite easily. Dimitrov came through. Pretty much everyone who was expected to win won on day 6. There weren't any major upsets. All right, so day 7, the round of 16. Let's see what's on the dock today. I'm actually going to profile all of the singles matches today because it is a round of 16. This is where things get serious, and each and every match is important. So there are 8 games on the docket today. The first one on Arthur Ashe, Johanna Konta versus Anastasia Sevastova. Folks, it's quite remarkable that in 2013 at the Australian Open, these both played against each other in the first round, not of the main event, no, in the first round of qualifying. That's how both these players have come. Konta's had a remarkable year, and she's clearly going to be the favorite in this match. She'll be quite confident of making the quarterfinals. But Sevastova is not to be underestimated because, after all, she is the one who beat Garbine Muguruza, the French Open champion, in the second round. So Konta definitely is the better player, the stronger player. She has more weapons in her arsenal. But if she gets complacent, Sevastova will be primed to cause an upset in this one. I'm going to go for Konta in 2 tight sets. The second match, now this match, for me, the 2 best matches today are on the women's side. And the first one I'm going to talk about right now is Madison Keys versus Caroline Wozniacki. So here's the thing with this match. With Madison Keys, I expected her to be at this stage of the tournament comfortably. Instead, she's made it really tough for herself. In the third round, she really had to scrape and fight to come through against Naomi Osaka, an opponent she's clearly much better than. But she made things difficult for herself. But you know what? She, through her determination, her variety of stroke play, a good tennis, she came through. She fought back and won that match in a third set tiebreak. Caroline Wozniacki, as you guys, any of you who've seen this from day one, I expected her to lose in the first round to Taylor Townsend. I then expected her to lose to Svetlana Kuznetsova. But she's playing some of the best tennis in a long while. And one thing that's noticeable to see is she's even taking some risks in trying to finish points earlier. That's still not her natural game, but she's doing it more than she has done in the past. Now, I would back Keys to win because on the US Open hard courts, the pace is hard. It suits Keys' game. But if Wozniacki defends, and there are not many better defenders than Wozniacki, if Wozniacki defends and make the points long, there's every chance she can draw errors out of Keys. Folks, this match is too close to call. On the one hand, I can see Keys at her best, even blowing Wozniacki off the court, but I've said that twice already this tournament for Wozniacki's opponents. So I'm just going to stay away from a prediction because anything could happen in this match. It could either be a blowout, it could be a great 3-setter, it could be a stunning upset. Anything's possible, but it's definitely a match to watch out for. The next match I want to talk about is Rafa Nadal versus Lucas Pouille. Nadal's really looking good. I haven't seen him look this good at a Grand Slam outside of the French in quite some time. He's serving really well. He's shortening the points. He's just looking fit. His body language is really good. And Lucas Pouille caused a big upset in the third round by beating, well, not a big upset. When a seed beats a seed, especially when it's 24 versus 15, I guess it's not a big upset. When he beat Bautista Agut in 5 sets, following up from a very impressive Wimbledon. The Frenchman made the quarterfinals over there. Now he's here in the round of 16. But it's really hard to see. I haven't seen Pouille much, but whatever I've seen of, I don't think he's got a really big weapon that could throw Nadal off course. So unless Nadal's standards themselves drop, it's really hard to see anything other than a convincing win for Nadal into the quarterfinals. But it'd be nice if Pouille, you don't reach such a late stage in 2 Grand Slams without having a bit of determination and grit. So it'd be nice if he at least took Nadal to a fourth set. Should make for a really interesting watch. Next up, Novak Djokovic versus Kyle Edmund. This is a tournament of the dreams for Novak Djokovic in a sense. It depends on one's perspective, I guess. But think about it. He's reached the round of 16 playing only 4 complete sets. Yeah, he had a walkover in the second round, and then in the third round against Mikhail Yuzhny, he played 6 games and Yuzhny retired. It's crazy. He's reached the round of 16 playing only 1 full match. So now there's one school of thought that thinks that because of the tough summer that he's had, it was the kind of week that Djokovic actually needed. And then there's another school of thought that said, you know what, he really needed to play more to shake off the rest to get into form. I guess we'll see which school of thought will prevail when he plays against Kyle Edmund today. This is a great story. Ranked 84, he's made the round of 16. Thrashed Richard Gasquet in the first round. Came through against John Isner, who, albeit, was of course very tired after his exertions in the first few rounds, but still he came through a crowd favorite in 4 tough sets, and he's playing really good tennis. I think Djokovic is the clear favorite over here. Not only is he physically better prepared because of the rest, he's also got more weapons in his arsenal. But you can't discount the young Brit whose forehand is really, really good. I think the other aspects of his game still need to improve. I think just through sheer endeavor and grit, I'm expecting Edmund to come out of the blocks, maybe even take the first set, a surprise first set. But eventually, I think Djokovic's quality and mentality will prevail. But nonetheless, it's a great last match on Arthur Ashe Court to watch tonight. The next game is Roberta Vinci. Yes, last year's US Open finalist. Who can forget her? Like, phenomenal win in the semifinals over Serena Williams, playing lots of old-fashioned tennis, really. Slice and dice, come to the net, unique points, unique angles. It's just so much fun to watch. And she's looked in good rhythm now. In the last round, in the round of 32, she was looking phenomenal. She won the first set 6-0 against Whitecroft. But then, for some reason, her standards slipped, but she gathered herself for the third set and then won convincingly again. She's playing Lysia Sterenko, who in any other day you'd say it's a clear win for Vinci, except for the fact that Sterenko beat Dominika Cibulkova in the last round. So here's another opponent you really can't take for granted. I'm expecting Vinci to win because of her wiles, because of experience. I think the crowd will be behind her as well. She really should come through for another quarterfinal appearance at the US Open. So I'm going with the Italian, but you never know if Sterenko plays the same way she did against Cibulkova, albeit it was a tough, grueling match. I don't know if she'll have that much energy on a hot summer's day here. Next up, Jo-Wilfried Tsonga versus Jack Sock. This should be a cracker. I'm expecting this game. I'll boldly and confidently say that this game should be at least 4 sets, if not 5. Both these men have looked really good so far in this tournament. Jack Sock thrashed and literally thrashed Marin Cilic. I didn't see that coming, but I'm really happy to see Jack Sock play some really good singles tennis, because people were expecting this kind of level from him for quite some time now, and I think this is the breakthrough tournament for Jack Sock. If he can beat Tsonga and make the quarterfinals, that would be absolutely phenomenal. That being said, it's not going to be an easy task. The Frenchman is serving really well. He beat Kevin Anderson quite comprehensively. He's looking good. Both these players are a case of, you know what, they just haven't looked as good as they are looking right now this year. So this match should be a cracker. Tsonga has the experience. Sock has a crowd behind him. You know what? I'm going to go for an upset on this one. Yeah, I don't know why. I just feel it in my bones. I'm going to go for Sock upsetting Tsonga. Definitely a match to watch. Next up is Gael Monfils versus Marcus Baghdatis, a match between two veterans. Surprisingly, for the amount of time both of these players have spent on tour, they've only played three times. Monfils has the edge head to head 2-1. But I'm not ruling out Baghdatis. Baghdatis has beaten Benoit Paire and then he beat Ryan Harrison both in four sets. And natural talent. Well, it's hard to say who edges it even on natural talent because Monfils is such a shot maker. Baghdadis is such a shot maker, So who do you give the edge to in this one? This is another one I'm really excited to watch. I would not have expected this to be a round of 16 match, but on their day, both these players are so much fun to watch. I think the crowd will love them both. I'm hoping for four sets of a bit of crazy tennis. I don't know if it will necessarily be always good. There'll definitely be some unforced errors with the style that both these players have, but I'm also expecting a lot of fun tennis that you normally won't watch in most other matches. Now, the final match that I want to talk about is actually the first match of the evening session on Arthur Ashe, and this is a big one. When two Grand Slam champions play against each other in the round of 16, wow, that's really exciting. So it's Angelique Kerber versus Petra Kvitova. So two southpaws, both extremely dangerous players. This match is more befitting really of a semi-final, but Kvitova has had a bad year, hence her rankings 14th, and she's playing the second ranked Kerber, who I've said already before has had a stellar year. So this is going to be a fantastic match. They've played each other 8 times. The head-to-head is 4-4, and 6 out of the 8 games have been three-setters. So I'm really expecting another tough match. You'd have to back Kerber just on the basis of this year's form. But if Kvitova finds the right motivation, right, and hits cleanly, there's no one better than her, bar Serena and Venus, of course, in just dominating a match. But that being said, Kerber likes defending. She likes hitting shots on the run. So will Kvitova play strategically, hit the middle of the court and challenge Kerber? That's a big question. If she does, then this game can go anyway. However, if Kvitova is inconsistent, you've got to back Kerber just because she's more solid and consistent with her shots. Nonetheless, something tells me this has a potential to be a really epic match on Sunday evening at Arthur Ashe Stadium. So those are the first 8 matches of the round of 16. There's another 8 matches tomorrow on Monday for the round of 16. I'll preview those. But for now, let's all enjoy a great day 7 at the 2016 US Open.